Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look at what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week, we're talking all about Leo season and what you can expect so you know what you're getting into up front. But in case you missed it, last week, Mercury went retrograde, which carries into Leo season. So if you missed that and want to know more, then definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week we'll tell you everything that you need to know about Venus in Cancer and how that affects you.
And on that note, since the sun entering Leo and the new moon in Leo happened first, we'll explain these in a little bit more depth now. But everything else, like Venus in Cancer, the full moon in Aquarius, Mercury retrograde ending, Mars in Libra, Saturn sextile Uranus, we'll tell you a little bit about them now, but you can expect them all to have their own episodes in the future. And with that being said, let's dive into Leo season. So Leo season begins when the sun enters Leo. This will happen on July 22nd at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And per usual, the date and time are from the website astroseek.com. How this affects you. When the sun enters its home sign of Leo, we all begin to take on the Leo-like qualities. So you'll notice that you are feeling more confident, more creative, and more expressive. Leo season is a time to really put yourself into the spotlight and embrace your individuality, as Leo season really encourages bold action, having fun, and also expressing yourself through creative mediums.
What you can expect during Leo season, you can expect there to be more of a focus on your personal identity, the way that you express yourself, and also your creativity. This is a time where you really want to be recognized and seen for who you are as a person, and also for your skills, talents, or even passions. This is a time to embrace any leadership roles that you can step into, whether that's in your personal life or professionally.
Now, there are a few key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. These are the aspects that the sun will make as it moves through Leo. Starting off with July 23rd, the sun will sextile Uranus, which can be a day for unexpected opportunities to pop up. And it can also be a day for excitement, since this aspect really brings a chance for positive change and an opportunity to break free from any routines that you feel are keeping you stuck. Uranus is all about new ideas, innovation, and the sun is shining its light on it.
And then on July 24th, the sun will be making two aspects. It will be trine Saturn and trine Neptune. This is a really powerful and unique energy. Saturn's energy is more focused on long-term goals and progress, while Neptune is really allowing you to dream big and embrace your creative side. So with both of these energies interacting, it will help you to find a balance between dreaming big and creating a plan that will help you achieve those goals.
And then on July 25th, the sun will be opposite Pluto, which can be a very intense energy, especially when it comes to introspection and personal transformation. So you might find that you are in situations where you need to confront any fears or situations that might prompt you to let go of some outdated patterns.
And lastly, on July 31st, the sun will be conjunct Mercury retrograde. This is also called a cazimi, and it marks the halfway point of the retrograde period. So you might find that you are realizing things or having some clarity about the things that have been going on during the retrograde period. It doesn't get rid of the retrograde energy, but it will bring about some realizations and more of a focus on the way that you're communicating.
The next thing happening during Leo season is the new moon in Leo. This will happen on July 24th at 3:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know is that new moons are all about new beginnings. And since this is in the sign of Leo, these are new beginnings around your self-expression, your identity, and your creativity. So this is the time to set big and bold intentions and initiate new projects that will allow you to shine. Keep in mind, though, that Mercury is still retrograde. So while this is an opportunity for you to reconnect with your desires and to align with your true self, if you're taking any action on anything, just remember that Mercury is still retrograde.
Something you should know is that this new moon will have positive aspects to Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. All of that energy will help you to set long-lasting and meaningful intentions for this new moon, even though it's not necessarily time to act on those intentions yet. Also, there will be an opposition to Pluto. That's just something to be mindful of because it can bring up some feelings or situations that require you to change or maybe let go of something so that you can start fresh.
Now, everything else that we're about to mention will have their own episodes in the weeks to come, but we'll still tell you about them now, starting with Venus entering Cancer. This happens on July 30th at 11:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How this affects you. Venus in Cancer will bring a very nurturing but also emotionally focused energy to your relationships and your finances. So you'll find that you're more in touch with your emotional needs and the needs of your loved ones, making it a really good time to focus on creating emotional security in your life.
What you need to know, while Venus is in Cancer, it is going to make some challenging aspects. Venus will be square Saturn and Neptune, which can bring about some tension between your emotional self and your responsibilities. However, there will be a conjunction to Jupiter, which is a very positive energy and will help balance out some of the tension from the squares.
The next thing happening during Leo season is Mars entering Libra on August 6th at 7:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you can expect is that Mars in Libra is going to bring a focus to partnerships, cooperation, and balancing your own personal needs with other expectations. So you'll be more motivated to work through conflicts in a very diplomatic and fair way, as there's more of a focus on harmony in your relationships.
Something you might not know is that Mars does not perform at its best in Libra, and there will be some challenging aspects with a square to Jupiter and an opposition to both Saturn and Neptune. Be mindful of overcompensating during this time, especially because Mars in Libra really favors peace, collaboration, and compromise. There can just be a tendency to give too much or to spend a lot of time and effort on things that are really almost draining in a way. It's really important to have boundaries during this time, especially because there can be some confusion with Neptune and some challenges that you're facing from Saturn.
The next thing happening during Leo season is the full moon in Aquarius. This happens on August 9th at 3:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know is full moons are times of releasing, and since this is in the sign of Aquarius, you'll be releasing any old patterns relating to friendship, group dynamics, or collective goals. This could be a time where you are stepping away from any certain norms you feel might be holding you back from embracing your individuality.
How this affects you. During this full moon, you're going to start to break away from things that are expected of you, especially when it comes to your friendships or future goals. If you feel like you've been doing something and it now feels fake or forced, this might be the time where you finally feel ready to let go of whatever that thing is so that you can find something that feels more authentic to you.
The next thing happening during Leo season is Mercury stationing direct in Leo on August 11th at 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Something you should know is that with Mercury stationing direct and the retrograde ending, there will be more clarity and resolution with your communication. Any plans that were delayed or anything that was being misunderstood during the retrograde should clear up. It is a time to start moving forward again with more confidence in your ideas and your creative endeavors.
What you can expect while the retrograde is technically over, you can expect there to be some lingering energy or resolutions that need to come about right as the retrograde ends, because there will be a post shadow phase. If you want to know exactly what those dates are, then go listen to our Mercury retrograde episode, because we have all the details about that explained in that episode. But again, there will be just a short period of time where things are being resolved.
And lastly, we close out Leo season with Saturn sextile Uranus on August 11th, the same day Mercury stations direct, but this will be at 11:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And how this affects you is this aspect will allow for a blending of tradition with innovation, making it a really good time to make progress in areas of your life that require both structure and change. So think in the workplace or maybe some personal goals.
Something you might not know is that this aspect can allow you to have breakthroughs or new discoveries in areas that you have either been reflecting on during the retrograde period or related to intentions that you set during the new moon. Again, during Mercury retrograde, everything is kind of on pause. So in a way, it's nice that this aspect is happening right as Mercury is stationing direct, because it's really going to help you move on after that period of reflection.
And that is it for this week's episode. Just a reminder, next week we're talking all about Venus in Cancer. So if you want to know more about that, then definitely make sure wherever you're listening to the podcast, you're subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday. Bye.